all, good morning. We are out here. We are going to adventure on a glacier today. Carolyn's idea, but we are out here to have a good time. This is my good friend Carolyn and her daughter Alissa, all the way from Mississippi. So come on, let's have a good time.
Started on this week's adventure, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss any of our adventures.
I think you keep going straight, I think.
Appalachian sunrise meets my
Danger,
eyes.
road is unsafe.
Even with my eyes still closed, feel it coming in. Golden, I'll follow only golden. Golden.
It says 0.8 miles to
Golden.
destinations on your right.
Mount Laurel high five,
Do.
miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I follow only golden. Golden.
Filling out the application.
So, I have initials.
Oh, I didn't hear anything. Oh, was that mine? Oh, yeah, this is mine. I didn't.
And we've got one Alaska resident, 29.
I have military.
Oh, perfect. So you're military, so we got one.
And I was told I can sponsor my friend Carolyn.
And are you guys paying all together or separate?
Together.
Oop, we're out of stickers. You'll park once you get up there, get out. They'll take you from there. Welcome to Glacier Tours on the Matanuska Glacier.
Oh, nice.
Any previous injuries, please?
You guys from? Mississippi.
Oh, cool.
Spikes just fine. They go around the outside of your boot just like you're putting on a pair of socks around the outside of your boot. Micro spikes is going to go towards your toe and point it up. If you have a red spike, usually this is going to be a gray label. If you have a black spike, it's going to be a red label. You want to make sure that that micro spikes label is pointed up, because if you put it towards your toe and the micro spike label is pointed down, that means that the spikes are pointed up towards the sole of your shoe. That first step's going to be a little uncomfortable. But you're just going to take them, you're going to put them around the outside of your boot, and just like that, you have the ability to walk up 60-degree ice faces.
Nice. There you go. So fashionable. Now you just got lovely feet, Miss Carolyn.
Don't I though? All right.
So we're the insurance breed.
Okay.
So while we're out here, I know they're quite the fashion statement, but the helmets, we're going to keep them on the entire time we're traversing. If we want to take them off for like one individual picture or something like that, that's cool. We'll find a place where we can do that. There's no overhanging ice or anything like that. But if we're going to be walking around, we definitely need to have it on. Spikes, we're going to keep spikes on the entire time we're out here as well. If you guys want to take them off, you guys are going to take a few steps and then you'll probably fall on your back and test out that helmet that we put on. The really important thing is everybody needs to stay within 15 meters of me, roughly 50 feet of me. That's just for safety reasons. Like I said, I am one of the search and rescue guys out here. We don't want anybody getting spread out where it starts to get hard for me to keep track of everybody. There's not that many of us. There's only 4 of us, so it's not going to. I don't foresee that being an issue, but something I gotta say. This is entirely your guys' tour. I want you guys to get out here and be able to explore the ice. However, I'm going to be at the front of the pack the entire time, and if I don't walk somewhere, I don't want you guys walking somewhere. That being said, if you guys see something out in the distance, you're like, hey, I really like the way that rock looks over there. I don't want you guys walking out to look at that rock. I want you, hey Ethan, can we check out this rock, and I'll find us a safe route to get over there. So dotted around the glacier, it can be both very prominent and very hidden. There are holes like that one, and some of those holes quite literally go from the top of the glacier all the way down to the bottom. And the ice where we're standing down here in the terminus is deceptively thick. So the ice down here at the terminus has been drilled by the resident glaciologist that works here, and we know that it's over 1,000 feet thick right now where we're standing. So when I say there are holes out here that go from the top to the bottom, it is a hole that goes from the top 1,000 feet down to the bottom. And we don't want to accidentally walk upon one of those, get too close to it, slip in or anything like that. That's why I'm out here, and as long as you guys kind of stay behind me, if there's anything you guys want to see in the distance, let me know and I'll find us a safe route to get there. I don't want anybody going off on their own and then finding one of those holes the wrong way. We'll talk about photographing and videoing different features as we get to them. There's definitely a safe way to photograph features, and there's a dangerous way to photograph features, so we'll talk about that when we're actually at the features. Ooh. With it being entirely your guys' tour, if you guys want us to stop every 10 feet and talk about all the science that we're looking at, we can stop every 10 feet. If you guys want me to just be quiet and take you guys on a nice nature walk and I just mind my own business and you guys talk amongst yourselves, that's entirely, it's your guys' tour. I come over from the tree line or up on the hills, and they'll try to cross the glacier thinking that they'll find vegetation or something about halfway. And so every once in a while, I'll find a bumblebee that just is slowly getting like lower and lower to the ice, and he's losing strength and can't make it back across the ice, and I'll just pick him up, put him on my shoulder strap, and we'll walk all the way out, and we get to the flowers that we were walking by, I'll take him off my shoulder and put him in the flowers.
Aww.
I don't know if it works, but it gives him his best chance. So
Yeah.
if you have a bee land on you in the middle of the ice and you're not comfortable, you can just let me know. I'll grab him, put him on my shoulder, and he'll hitch a ride for the rest of the tour that way. Glacier walking is a team sport. We all got to support each other out here. You guys ready to get headed out?
Yep.
So right now we're crossing about 612 feet of water. Last week we were crossing close to 608. So you're constantly, the distance between the glacier over there. So once we step off the bridge, we're going to be on glacier the whole time. So that glacier is moving forward at the rate of about 8 inches every day. But you got to factor in the fact that that ice that's exposed to water is also melting back at a certain rate every day. So if you have a really hot day, you could lose 12 inches of ice. So you're actually, you know, a net loss of 4 inches, because about 8 inches of movement forward, about 12 inches of recession. And if you have a really cold day, you might only melt like 4 inches of ice back. So you have about 4 inches of net gain when it comes to this gap. And so you're constantly kind of moving and shifting in and out. So there's a lot of engineering that actually went into this bridge. We've only been able to walk over it for the last about 5 weeks. Up until before that, we had to walk all the way around all of this water, put it back over here onto the white ice. These will actually come and they'll hit into these tensioning lines that are guarding the bridge, and you either have to hope for a wind shift to start pushing them back over to the iceberg field, or you have to hook them up to some sort of boat, and we have to actually drill into them and tow them away from the bridge.
Golden, I'll follow home. Golden, golden things.
Up on top of the glacier, up in that trunk, that's about 1.5 mile spread. And so what happens, half wide valley, it gets down here to this place where it can spread out or splay. And so all these crevasses kind of start to form as the glacier stretches out to fill up the greater Matanuska Valley. And so what, kind of like, a way to think about it is, if you grab an ice cube out of your freezer, it's not a very stretchy material. And so what these splay crevasses are doing is it's increasing the surface area by just cracking the ice, almost in an accordion kind of like pattern, and just creating cracks in the ice to spread out that surface area at the top of the glacier to fill up that 4 mile wide valley. And as it does that, you know, the ice does kind of shrink down and compress and get thinner. So you will see it kind of looks like almost like if you spilled molasses and it starts to run out of the sides of a valley. And it kind of, you know, gets thinner and spreads out, but instead of spreading out by just, you know, natural liquid means, it's going to start to spread out as kind of creating those crevasses and cracking. So it forms the ice 27 miles that way. It then takes 600 years for it to slide down until it gets right here and it deposits down into the Matanuska River. The glacier itself as a formation is about 2.5 million years old. So just because we're standing on 600-year-old ice does not mean the glacier is only 600 years. Kind of like us as humans, we're constantly shedding our skin cells. This glacier is constantly shedding ice. So right now, a 600-year ice cycle. Unfortunately with that, you know, there's no mammoths or anything frozen in the ice. There were no mammoths walking around 600 years ago. But to keep the dream alive, I always tell people, you know, if hypothetically 600 years ago an alien spaceship crash landed up on Mount Marcus Baker where this glacier starts, you know, it'd start to be kind of poking out right about now. So still keep your eyes peeled. There's always a chance. So the mountains that we're looking at right here.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Oh, sorry about that. So the mountains that we're looking at right here, these mountains are about half the height of the mountain where this glacier forms. So these are about 6,500 feet. The glacier's maximum altitude, or its peak, is actually at about just over 13,000 feet. So right now we're at 1,300 feet. So go up about 12,000 feet over the course of that 27 miles, and that's where this glacier originates. And it's actually, that steep incline is what's helping move this glacier, is that gravity and the ice constantly pushing and kind of flowing downhill is what's moving this glacier. Probably the toughest place to grab it from. break off a bunch, offer it up to people.
Nice.
I'll break that big chunk in a couple of pieces. Oh, I lost that one.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Pretty good?
Don't worry, we're
There.
not running out of ice.
Clean, fresh.
Did you get some?
I'm waiting.
The taste test.
Ethan.
Nice name. It's good. How many people would it have to take a taste test to eat that up?
This? Well, I've personally been pulling ice from here for taste tests since like May. And it doesn't look much smaller than when I started. And what this shooter iceberg is water kind of chipped into that second layer of ice that's underneath the water right here, and it chipped in and it popped that up. And so that was all kind of glacier ice that was underwater and underground, and then it popped up.
Oh,
And
wow.
it has a lot of debris and silt attached to it from being underwater. With all this water that's kind of rich with sediment, has been just kind of going into it, going over top of it. And so every once in a while you'll see a couple of shooter icebergs that are out there.
Golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and hummingbird wing.
Wow.
Golden, I follow the golden. Golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden.
What you want to do is actually come kind of like where I'm standing and get a shot up the crevasse. That's going to be the best kind of way to experience it, especially with these bigger ones. So this doesn't look like that big, you know, it doesn't look very wide. However, with ice being a frictionless surface, or semi-frictionless, if you go down in there, you're going to slide past a lot deeper than what you think you would. So bigger crevasses like this especially, we want to keep a little bit away from and kind of shoot up the crevasse.
Yeah, my fear wouldn't be so much falling down the bottom.
I can look down into the crevasses and kind of see the depth of what we're walking across. Right now, the glacier is pushing off, on average, about 2.4 billion gallons of water every day. And with that, it's also pushing off about 720 tons of silt. So, picture that as, you know, 150 Olympic swimming pools every hour. And when I want you guys to picture silt, picture it as 350 Ford pickup trucks driving off the glacier every single day. If you guys have been around Alaska for a few days, or if you guys have done any other glacier tours, you'll notice that the Matanuska has a very different profile than most glaciers do. A lot of glaciers that we see, they kind of have, it looks like pretty much like a straight cliff of ice at the end of the glacier. So the Matanuska is coming down and is dropping down into an over-deepening. So kind of picture this as a giant waterfall of ice that's just moving very, very slowly. And so what we see right here is we get a lot of these individual spires perpendicular to each other. As you look, this area of the glacier kind of looks like a bowl. So you have crevasses from pressure that are cut running this way, crevasses from pressure that are cut running this way. And they start to intersect. And then as all of this ice is moving forward and coming to fall over at that ice waterfall, those all start to spread out and splay out and start to fall forward and give each of them like their own individual spire. And again, these are called seracs. This unique profile of the Matanuska is caused by that over deepening, which is what also causes us to have 1,000 feet ice down here in this small level. If you actually look at glacier crystals underneath the microscope, they're squeezing together so tight and squeezing out all the impurities inside the ice because of the density, that if you look at like a piece of glacier ice or a glacier crystal, you can actually see like a thin layer of magnesium that's been squeezed out, or a thin layer of potassium that's just in like the tiniest little air pocket between ice crystals. And that's just because of the density of glacier crystals.
Wow.
And the least dense ice that was bordering that pool was on the bottom of it. And so what happened is as water entered one side of that pool, it started to swirl around the edges, and it started to create a corkscrew type pattern. Well, not pattern, motion, water motion, corkscrew water motion.
Downstream.
Okay, I don't want any more of my water. I want pure glacier water. Wow.
It's using that water as lubricant and everything, and putting it up there. Feel free to buy the $20 jar.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we really do filter this and sell it as a beauty material.
She buys, what's that Asian?
Oh, it's Korean skincare.
Korean, all this.
Yeah, we sell this.
She says the 90-year-old Koreans look like 20 years old, so she's buying all their products.
It does make your skin very soft. I mean, I put it on my face, multiple times a day. I put it on my hands multiple times a day. And it's good for your skin. Also, it has a lot of other benefits. So Mother Nature often works in a way that she gives us a very, very harsh environment. She gives us a way to survive that harsh environment. And so glacial silt is actually, by nature, it's a non-permeable mud. So it actually, water doesn't pass through it very easily.
Hey y'all, so we went on the Matanuska Glacier Tour with a wonderful guide named Ethan.
He was amazing, very knowledgeable and educational, learned a lot.
Sure did. He was really knowledgeable about everything about the glacier, and as we walked around, what was it, 2 miles? No,
Yep.
it's 2 hours. And he spent a lot of time educating us about the ice and what was the other stuff there?
History of the glacier, how it changes every day.
And what was that thing that you liked, Alyssa, that you mentioned? It starts with a T? Pteridium? Pteridium, there we go. I think so. Hopefully we pronounced it correctly. Hopefully it's the right word. But we had a great day. So if anybody is interested in checking out a glacier with a guided tour, who goes out of their way to show you what it's all about, plus let you have fun in a safe way,
Yep.
this would be the place to go.
Awesome fun time.
2 thumbs
Unforgettable.
up. 2 thumbs up? Yep. Okay, there you go. Have fun.